crossing illegally is one thing, but what happens next is the real issue here, guys. All right.
16,000 illegal aliens in Vermont compared to 2.7 million illegal aliens in the state of Texas in a report demonstrating state-by-state data. And with that, I would recognize my friend from Texas, Mr. Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for holding this hearing and for fighting so hard against destructive mass migration. And thank you for the witnesses for taking the time to be here. Mr. Sands, if somebody crosses the border illegally, what should happen to them?
Federal law indicates that there are steps that can be taken to remove them. Now, that can happen at the border,
So they should
or
be
it can
deported.
happen when they are integrated into society. There are protections once you're integrated into society, especially
But
depending
if they're
on how long.
if we find them crossing into the country
Integrated.
illegally, they should be deported. To put it simply, is that right?
If someone does not have a right to enter, yes, there is a right under federal law to interdict them and prevent them from entering.
Right.
That's been a basic element of immigration law for a very long time,
I agree.
including during Plyler.
I agree. Do you believe that American tax dollars should be used to rehabilitate criminal and illegal aliens within our own borders,
I believe it's in our own interest to rehabilitate anybody who commits a crime.
including criminal and illegal
If
aliens
it
who
happens
never should
within
have
our
been here?
borders, if it happens within our borders, it's to the benefit of all of us to rehabilitate them. Rehabilitation of those who are convicted
How
of
many
criminals is
criminal
not for their own benefit, it's for the benefit of society.
How many criminal and illegal aliens should we rehabilitate?
Again, anyone who commits a crime and is convicted of a crime should be rehabilitated
there's no
for the
limit,
benefit of the
guys.
entire
So an illegal alien comes into our
society.
country, murders or rapes somebody, we ought to rehabilitate them, is your view. And there's no limit to the number of illegal alien criminals we should rehabilitate? Is that your testimony?
I wasn't asked to testify about that, Congressmember. I asked to testify
I'm
about
just clarifying
Plyler.
your
Not sure
your
what this has to
position.
do with
I'm clarifying
Plyler.
your position, which
You
you
know
just
what it
attempted
I
is.
to
think
lay
my
out.
position is quite clear. Thank you.
Okay, how much money should we spend on rehabilitating criminal and illegal aliens?
We should spend as much money as necessary to rehabilitate anyone who is convicted of crime in this country. Again,
As much
this
no-
let me just note, Congressmember, has nothing to do with Plyler versus Doe.
No, we're
These are
getting there.
children. These
We're
are
getting
children,
there.
and with
We
an
should-
education,
should we-
they are
Sir,
far
we're-
less
we're
likely
getting there, and you're
to
here to
ever
answer my
commit a crime.
questions, actually. Couldn't we just secure the border and deport illegal aliens as opposed to rehabilitating them on our own tax dollars?
Right.
So that's too facile, Congressmember, and I think you
Really?
should understand that. The simple fact is society benefits from rehabilitation. It's not a gift to anyone who's convicted
Society's
of a crime.
paying
It's
for
society.
rehabilitation, it sounds like. Do you believe that there should be a
God, yes.
strict wall of separation between local law enforcement and immigration officials?
Do I believe there should be such a law? Yes, I do.
That there should be a strict wall, to be clear? A strict wall of separation
All
between local law
laws,
enforcement.
all laws are strict. I'm not aware of Congress or any legislature passing a lenient law.
It's wall,
versus a strict
W-A-L-L.
law. So
A strict
law.
wall, W-A-L-L.
Oh, wall. I'm sorry, I
sir.
thought you said law.
No.
I apologize.
A strict
So, no,
wall of separation
I
between
think a
local
wall
law.
would be incredibly ridiculous, frankly.
A wall of separation between local law enforcement and immigration
Oh,
officials.
a wall of separation. Okay. Yes, Congressmember, yes. Again, I do believe there
You
should
believe
be
that?
a law of separation. And if you want to describe that law metaphorically
saying that
as
it-
a wall,
Okay.
I would accept that.
Okay, I was
Got it.
actually using your words where you said there should be a strict wall of no cooperation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities. That's something that you had said in an interview with NPR in November of 2016. So if police
So
arrest,
I've just acknowledged that.
Right.
So not,
So if
not
police
sure why
arrest
you're
and-
putting myself to myself. I'm sure that
I'm asking
interview
you,
was not about
I'm the
Please,
one
violence.
asking
dude.
questions here, not you. If police arrest an illegal alien for breaking into somebody's home in the middle of the night, should they turn that illegal alien over to immigration officials?
So Plyler versus Doe guarantees an education.
just a yes
and
or no
as a
question.
result, that means that those kids who receive that
take that.
education are
You
far
don't
less
think
likely
that
to break
some-
into anyone's home, Congressman.
But I'm asking, let's say they do. Should they be turned over to immigration officials?
Just answer.
It's just a
no,
yes or
Jay-
no question.
No, he
they
says
should be
no.
put through the criminal
They should be
law
put through
system
the-
that
Why?
we have.
What about after serving their, let's say they're convicted.
He's extremely frustrating to listen to because he refuses to actually exit the echo chamber just for at least a moment. All right. To actually see the forest through the trees here. Why are we paying for someone that has broken into the country? Kick them out. They don't belong here, guys. Okay. That's not a thing here. Now, if we're talking about an asylum holder, an asylee, the only way to fix that is Congress is going to have to fix exactly who and how people can actually claim asylum. Number two here, right? I think that should actually be the talking point of the day, more so than what the average common typical talking point is. If you have broken into the country, you are basically considered a gotaway. All right. You shouldn't be here. Leave now.
And this is a criminal and legal alien. They broke into somebody's home. They're convicted. They serve let's say a 5-year sentence. Instead of releasing them onto the street, should local law enforcement or prison officials give them over to immigration officials?
There are too many repercussions of a policy like that. You're putting it in the context of a single instance.
No, it's very clear that your answer is no.
No, that's not clear, sir. That's not clear, sir. Please don't put words in my mouth. You have my words from NPR, and what I say here, you don't need to put words in my mouth.
Should American taxpayers pay for Medicaid for illegal aliens?
In many circumstances, yes.
They should.
Not just American taxpayers, but immigrant taxpayers who also pay taxes as well.
For Social
as you know, sir, there is no exception for tax paying based on immigration status.
I'm the one who's asking questions here. Should American taxpayers pay for Social Security for illegal aliens? It's a yes or no question. I think the answer is no.
It's not a yes or no question. It doesn't happen.
It's just yes or no.
Provide Social Security benefits
I'm asking you
to undocumented people. I wasn't aware that was a topic of today's hearing.
I don't think that should happen, and I'm asking you if you think it should happen.
This is the last question. The witness may answer the question.
I don't believe that that's a question when it doesn't happen. It's misleading to suggest it does. No one who's undocumented.
It's a really basic question, and you don't want to
Security.
answer it because you've got a crazy radical open borders agenda that we can all see.
So by default here, obviously an illegal immigrant that has broken into the country is not going to get Social Security benefits unless you're just blanketing it for the most part and saying government assistance or any type of like entitlement. It could be that here. But if you're specifically saying Social Security, they don't have a Social Security number, so they're not going to get Social Security. Or maybe it's just like, hey, listen, we're giving everything else to them, so we might as well give them more. That could be the angle potentially that he just went at. That could also be a thing. Potentially. That's kind of the energy I'm getting from that statement here. But yeah, guys, there are a lot of people in the United States of America who definitely believe that we should have no borders, because we've gotten to the point where we have all of this money. Our military is gigantic. So now we need to do what now? Give all of our earnings basically to someone else? No. Okay. Now, do illegal immigrants, even the gotaways, do they pay taxes? Yes. In a way, right? Because obviously sales tax is still a tax here. But that generally just stays within kind of the county or the state, right? I mean, obviously the state kicks back slightly to the federal government, but they're not directly paying the federal government. So when people are saying they should not be getting the same level of treatment as a common typical American citizen, it generally comes down to the fact that American citizens are paying state tax, sales tax. Okay. If you own a house, you're paying, even more taxes, school taxes. We're paying all of these taxes, including the federal government, along with the state tax. We are being taxed out of this world here versus the gotaways who've broken into our country who are paying sales tax. And then when we bring up the argument saying they don't pay taxes, you seem to forget the fact that we pay like 7 forms and they are paying 1 by default. Guys, come on. This doesn't make any sense here. All right. If you are in the country illegally or under the guise of asylum fraud, because a lot of it is just blatantly asylum fraud, because 80 to 90% of the people who have broken into the country and claimed asylum are going to be removed, guys, deportation orders. And if you disregard the deportation order, then by default, that should be something similar to a warrant. Okay. And then that makes you a criminal. So illegal. Once you're told to leave, you don't leave, you're now illegal, right? But obviously that becomes a process kind of down the line, because if they are asylum seekers, they are by default not illegal until they disregard the deportation order once we find out that they're here for economic migrancy and not actually asylum. We just need to get to the point where we can have like legitimate, logical conversations. I don't know how these crazies got into office. And I mean this here. This is absolutely ridiculous. Okay. I would consider myself, in fact, center right on many topics and center left on some others, because again, I live in two different places around the world here, guys. I spend 6 months of every single year in the south of Spain. So I'm all over the place. I know that, but very fiscally conservative, kind of regardless here. All right. Economics, that's what I care about. All right. I care about how much money I pay in taxes, because I pay the most amount of taxes generally to the United States of America. And I'm not even here the entirety of the year to benefit from it by any means. And I pay a lot of money in taxes, and I don't really like that. So fiscally conservative, in fact. All right. But listen, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that we are ever going to get past this conversation? And how can we? Okay. Like, if you think that we can, give me your methodology and I'll comment on as many of you guys' comments as I possibly can. But in the meantime, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys later.